Hi, everybody. Hetty here. So, today I want to talk about breathing. One of the coolest things about breathing is we have this muscle in our body that involuntarily contracts and releases, shortens and lengthens without us thinking about it. And without this action, this contracting and releasing, we would die. This muscle is our diaphragm, and we'll locate it in our bodies, and then we'll just see how it functions, um, and hopefully that will provide us with a bit more information so that we can take a better breath. Okay, so go ahead and just find a seat, or you can do this standing wherever you're comfortable. And you're going to find your sternum, so your chest bone, breastbone, whatever you'd like to call it. Right at the bottom of that bone is where the top of the diaphragm attaches. Our diaphragm is like this dome like, jellyfish like, umbrella like shape. And so, if you can kind of picture that in your head, the top of that umbrella is attaching to the bottom of the sternum. And so we can take our hands into a dome-like shape like this. You can loosely interlace your fingers. There's other attachments to the body. So the diaphragm also attaches to the bottom ribs. And then there's these little like wiggly lines called crura, hard word to say, that attach to the spine. Right? So lots of attachments. Above the diaphragm, you have your heart, you have your lungs, which are just two passive sacs that only take in oxygen by the movement of the diaphragm. And then below the diaphragm, you have your abdominal organs. And due to the resistance of the organs and the diaphragm moves, right? They don't want to move too much. So, due to their resistance, the ribs expand when we breathe too. So, the ribs move when we breathe. So, we'll explore this all in just a moment. Lots of cool stuff happens with each breath. So, very exciting. So you're going to take your hands into this dome-like structure, loosely interlace your fingers, and you're going to place your hands on your body around where you can imagine your diaphragm to be. Okay, so loose interlace, right? And you can just relax your elbows a bit. Now, when we inhale, the fibers of the muscle, right, they shorten. So that's a contraction. And the diaphragm lowers, right? So it flattens out, it contracts, the muscle shortens, and right, it's trying to push the organs forward and down. And so that's why our bellies will expand a bit. But more movement happens in the rib cage. So you can just kind of sense that. So let's start from the beginning again. So loose interlace of the fingers, right? As you inhale, the muscles contract, the belly rises, and the ribs expand. So they kind of lift up, like what my elbows are doing. When you exhale, the muscles lengthen, the diaphragm returns to its dome-like shape, right? Nuzzles into the rib cage, and the ribs soften. The belly falls back towards the spine. Inhale, diaphragm contracts, pushes down, ribs expand, belly rises, and then exhale, the diaphragm relaxes, it lengthens, the ribs relax, the belly relaxes. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. If it helps to close your eyes, do so. Remember, when we inhale, the diaphragm pushes down, it contracts, the belly rises, the ribs expand. When we exhale, the diaphragm relaxes, lengthens, the belly moves back towards the spine, and the ribs relax. Let's do that a few more times. Good. It's like a little movement meditation. Pretty cool. And then you can take your hands away, bring your arms down, and just close your eyes for a moment. Take a few breaths. Notice how it feels to breathe just with that new information that we learned. Does the breath feel fuller? Does the movement feel smoother? Are you allowing the body to breathe better just with the information you learned? Pretty cool, huh? Our bodies are amazing. So thank you, body. Thank you, breath. And thanks for joining.